Well, then, would you agree that it would have to be treated differently than an animal? And what I'm saying is, would you treat it more like a man?
No, because I don't think it is a man. As we were saying before the show tonight, I think it lives completely off of instinct. I said evolutionary processes. This may have occurred at the ape-man split that happened 1 million years ago. I don't know when. But primitive man, primitive human, at some early stage invented tools, became a tool maker, primarily to make arrowheads, to put on a spear to hunt fleet-footed mammals that it wanted to eat, like elk, for example. A human cannot run down an elk, but it can throw the spear, hit it, and kill it, and then drag it off to the camp and eat it. So what we have with Bigfoot and with skunk ape is we have the absence of tool making. Primitive man invented fire. There's no evidence that a Bigfoot has ever had fire. And primitive man invented art. Primitive cave drawings in France, for example, the first cave drawings that were found.
Yeah.
So we know humans express themselves by art. And humans are resourceful to decide that I would rather eat my meat cooked over a fire than eat it raw. Tastes better. Okay. These are things that humans have done. There's no evidence to suggest that a Bigfoot has ever done anything like that. They've never even found a vacated encampment, like you would see their fire, the bones they ate, and maybe their little shelters that they built. There's nothing like that. It's as if the animal just sleeps on the ground like every other animal in the woods does. So I don't believe they have intelligence. I really don't. Not as we would define intelligence. And that's what I was saying earlier, that could define who we are and validate our existence by really knowing that there's something special about humans. There's something unique about humans. And maybe we got our intelligence from God. I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. But it could really show us that there's something very unique and special about humanity.
Well, to sort of wrap it up, I just want to...
Well, you were going to ask me about DNA?
Well, actually, what I want to ask you is, what if a person out there in our audience finds evidence or has a close encounter? What should they do? Well, I mean, I consider you to be a real expert.
Stay still.
Yeah.
And if you have a camera, get an image of it. There is nothing to indicate that these animals have ever attacked or approached people. They tend to just go away from you as quickly as they can. It'd be like, what do you do when you see a deer? Just freeze, take a look at it. They'll stare at it. I've had them stare at me for over a minute.
Yeah.
And then boom, 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 they're gone. So if you were to encounter one, don't be afraid, because it's not going to hurt you. There's nothing to suggest that they've ever hurt anybody. There are some tales about throwing boulders at people or rocks. I think maybe that's an attempt by them to scare you away. But if you see one, grab your camera, don't be in fear of your life. There's other animals out there you would want to be more afraid of.
Oh yeah. Rattlesnakes are very dangerous.
Or a black bear could potentially do some damage. I don't think a skunk ape would. Now you probably would be scared. If I actually saw one and I'm looking eye to eye with it, my heart's going to be pounding 1 million beats a minute.
Yeah.
But that would be my suggestion.
Well, that's now there is one question that has nothing to do with Bigfoot that I think maybe the folks at